this poem is written by a Dr. George Street, a past president of the Calgary Centennial Rotary Club. They asked him why would he want to be a Rotarian, and this is what he wrote, and I got a copy of it. Why bother to be a Rotarian? Of what advantage is it in life? Well, for me, the answer goes way back in time, back when most of the world was in strife. Back to the days when a madman named Hitler, his Nazis, so vicious and so bold, had spread horror all across Europe, far worse than that grim plague of old. His panzers rolled over the countries, his Luftwaffe battered the Isle, his U-boats sank the Allied ships, all opponents he swore he'd defile. Then those that had been raised to nourish on freedom rose up to meet the new problem at hand, and thousands of young Canadians bore arms and left our land. Soon, the glory of war turned to horror as into the combat they tore, to the brink of hell, yes, and past that. Why, their heroics are a part of our lore. Their planes were oft shot from beneath them as they raced across the sky, and on the ground their buddies beside them were oft hit, and they had to watch them die. And many a warship was torpedoed as a convoy had fought to defend. Yes, the killing and the maiming went on for so long, my God, was it ever to end? Well, as the numbers of wounded kept mounting, the medical corps stood tall as they gathered their hurt toward safety and away from the battlefield's pall, nursed back to health by the sisters. When well, they just went back to war. But for the more severely injured, a train ride to a friendly shore, where the Canadian hospital ship waited, Letitia was its name, and to gather its precious cargo and to take them back home again. While the medics tenderly admitted their patients, 750 each trip, to give medical care during the crossing in that hospital that was a ship. Now, although the passage of time tends to dim one's memory, and already over half a century has passed, but some sights sear so deep in the lobes of your brain that forever their visions will last. Faces distorted by hideous burns, eyes that can no longer see, a jacket sleeve dangling empty where once a strong arm used to be, or a young man's weight being borne on 2 crutches because his 2 good legs had been blasted to 1. Worse, a man in a wheelchair with 2 stumps caused by the wrath of a gun. But finally, the grim carnage was over. Peace, yes, peace had put an end to the strife, and millions of people all over the world, and they all prayed for a much better life. And in war, is there ever really a winner when the final accounting is gone? When you finally tally up the costs that have been borne, paid by each mother, father, daughter, or son? But for thousands of we Rotarians, there is a better way, we know. Peace and world understanding. That's the good seeds that Rotarians sow. And so our exchange students gather in some faraway distant land. From all over the globe you can see them as they all meet, talk, walk hand in hand. Now down that golden pathway, paved with respect, understanding, and love, the praying hawk stands flightless, for this is the realm of the dove. And our fine ambassadorial scholars are really knocking down the barriers of race as they gather alongside the foreigners, and we all meet face to face. And our many projects of goodwill cover a very broad range: health, hunger, humanity, a group study exchange. And yet every year, as we meet at an international convention, the message of the fostering of goodwill from all over the globe is really too numerous to even mention. And yet every year, as we meet and we mingle with the others, it soon becomes very apparent that all mankind really are just brothers. So why belong to Rotary? It's a question I've asked myself, and the demands it places on my time and money leave other things back on the shelf. But for me, the answer becomes obvious. We must never, no, never give up the fight to foster the ideals of Rotary, to leave the world an everlasting light.